What is up, everyone, and welcome back to another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle video with your host, Kenkukun. I'm going to try to keep this video as short as I can. Team building in Dokkan. How do you build a team? A team in Dokkan consists of 7 characters. 1 leader and 1 friend leader. Alright, and it'll be 6 of your own characters and then 1 friend leader. Alright. So, when I say leader, you're going to select a character and you're going to use its leader skill to make your team strong. How do I know what leader skills are strong? I'm glad you asked. It's 2029 and you just found this video. I got the answer. I didn't need a new video for this. I don't need one next year. All right? I don't need one anymore. This is the last and final team building guide you'll ever need to see in Dokkan. Come down to the summon button at the bottom of the screen. All right? Cell, perfect form, new SSR, Goku Youth, Dokkan Festival, or Carnival. If it says Carnival, it's probably got the strongest leader skill in the game. If it says Dokkan Festival, it has the strongest leader skill in the game currently, especially if it's a brand new under the recommended tab. You're going to click on the Scouter, featured. Boom, click on featured. Here is Cell. Click on his highest awakening. LRs will have more, right? Because they'll go from URs to LRs. So just click on the highest. Find the leader skill, highlight it. Now, for the rest of this video, when I say stats, I mean attack and defense, not HP. Because this is a leader skill for 250% HP. So, tournament participants or worldwide chaos categories, key +3, HP 200%, 170% to stats, attack and defense. Plus an additional HP attack and defense, 50%, for characters who also belong to androids or accelerated battle. Fantastic. So right now, the standard for leader skills are 220%. What about this Goku? Is he the standard? Highest awakening, 170% plus 50, 220. Let's scroll back a little bit. What about Roshi? Is he the standard? Peppy Gals, 200%. Birdo School or Dragon Ball Saga, 170%. And then plus an additional 30%. So he's just a 200%. He's the old standard. Still very good, right? Okay, bam. So that's how we find out what's the strongest leader skills in Dokkan. But what if you don't have strong leader skills? How weak of a leader skill can you run? It depends on where you go. All right? If you click on the start button, if you go to Dragon Ball Story, you go to quest mode, or in the event, you go to story, growth, or awakening, you can run characters with category leader skills of like 50%, right? Anything that's not a category leader skill, I'm really not going to touch on, but you would filter it through the filters the same way. We're going to focus on category leader skills because that's the norm of Dokkan for a long time, right? Ever since they introduced category leader skills to the game, that's what we get. But what about challenge and Z battle? You're going to want to have the strongest. So you're new to the game, you may not have the strongest, right? All right, you're new to the game. You do a summon, right? Let's go do a quick friend summon for, science, right? You're new to the game. You do a summon. Boom. All right, we pull down and release. Let me skip the animation. Perfect. Oh, look. We got this guy, Android 17. All right, let's go and look at his leader skill. It's not a category, I'll tell you that. All right. Android. All right, so I summon. I got a new character. It's Android 17. How do we build a team for Android 17? Here we go. The good stuff. All right. Bottom of the screen. Click on team. Go to the top. Click on team. All right. We're gonna make a brand new team. So any box, just click on bottom right team formation. We're gonna clear this. Clear this. Clear this. All right. Now give me a moment. Let me find that. Oh, here he is, new. Bam. All right, so we're in the team building screen. The first unit you put in this slot is the leader, right? We'll just grab 3 people, boom. We'll click OK, right? STR type enemy defense minus 30%. Again, you want a category leader, right? Well, that's no good. Okay. Confirm. Oh, I got to choose my leader. Lot 1 is always your leader. Well, if I want to use the brand new unit I got, and it could be anyone, we want to find out what categories they're on. So you would, at the bottom of the screen, you can either, swipe it left or right, right? Yeah, you can swipe it left or right, or just click details and scroll to the bottom. Androids. Perfect. How do I find a leader for androids, right? Okay, let's filter for androids. So we're gonna bottom right of the screen, acquired, right? We're gonna filter for androids. So there's a lot to filter for. Again, we're gonna focus on filter category filters. Now, we're not gonna focus on link skills, right? Link skills can help make a character hit harder, give it more defense, right? And stuff like that. That's something you're gonna learn over time, right? Characters that link well with each other, right? I will say this. Villains have a link called Big Bad Bosses. Not all of them, some of them. If they have that link on the character, right? And here are his links. You want to have someone else on the team with that same link to put them next to each other because they get a lot of defense from it. But if you can't, you can't. For now, we're not going to worry about link level or link skills. We're just going to focus on how to build the team, the bare minimum to get you started. Discord link in the description below. You can bring all your questions to me. I don't mind, answering these questions. Other people, can also answer these questions for you in the Discord. All right. So, androids. We're going to filter for androids. So, from the screen, bottom right corner, right? Let's actually, here, let me do this and this. All right. Bottom right screen, we're going to click on this. It doesn't matter what your display order is. Mine is set to acquired. We're going to focus on category. Filter select categories. We're going to look for androids. Now, I know where androids is, but I'm going to type it in. Boom. Androids. Bam. Okay. Now, we're going to leave it on full match. I'll explain more of this in a moment, but leave it on full match. All right? And we're going to look for our strongest. You're new to the game. SSRs, right, are probably your strongest. Okay. Perfect. These are all the androids. Awesome. Let's, let's see. You. Perfect. Okay. Oh no, my leader skill is AGL type, but I sorted for androids. What's going on? The game doesn't sort who leads the category. You have to use a website, or you just have to know. Or you press and hold every character until you find someone that has a leader skill. She leads it. He does not lead androids. He does not, very tedious. Unfortunately, it is what it is. All right. Here we go. What's the website, right? Dokkan info. Type it in. Click OK. Bam, we're here. Where do we go? All right. We're going to click on cards. And if you ever want to search for a card, you would just click on cards, enter the character's name, right? And then look for the character. You can also, sort it by, typing. And usually, just sort it by, typing. AGL, tech, int, str, right? Tech, physical, right? But we're going to go for categories. Boom. Androids. Add the S. Bam. Now, it highlighted Android, so I know where to click. Boom. Here are the leaders. If you click this button here, it'll show you more leaders, but these are the strongest. So we want to look for our strongest, right? Now, this website will not show you the 220% leader skills. It'll only show you the 170% leader skills, because that's the primary leader skill. That's the primary leader skill. And then there's the sub-leader skill, the secondary leader skill of units in game, and I'll explain that in a moment. So here we go. All right, so we have it sorted by androids, right? I have to click on UR, right? I guess you could click on this, right? And you could look for, SSRs, but you're going to be looking for an SSR or higher. So we're gonna filter it by SSR and UR, and we're looking for anyone from this list. Let's look. I know she leads it, but we're looking. We gotta look, right? Oh, right there, bam. She leads androids, and unfortunately, you have to use outside resources to find a leader skill. Now that we have the leader skill for androids, right? Most of the time you're gonna be filtering by LR and UR, but since you don't know how to team build, you probably don't have a lot of LRs and URs. But still, try to filter for them first. And then if you have to, filter for SSRs, right? And just boom, 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 boom. Beautiful. Once again, we're not going to worry about the links. You've built a team. You have a leader skill. The leader skill is not that bad, 170% plus 30, so it's a 200% leader skill. Okay, there you go. You can go into a fight and fight. We're at the 10-minute mark. Let's ramp it up, guys. How do we build a team with a leader that has multiple leader skills? I'm glad you asked. All right. We don't have to go outside of the website for that unless we're looking for a better leader. But here we go. Boom, boom. Let's see. Oh, look. We'll grab Goku. This is like the 7th time I've built this team. Dragon Ball Saga or Earthbred Fighters, 170% to stats, plus an additional 50 for Youth or Dragon Ball Seekers. So he has 2 leader skills. He has a primary, which is Dragon Ball Saga or Earthbred Fighters, and then he has a secondary, which is the plus 50% to Youth or Dragon Ball Seekers, right? Beautiful. Put him in slot 1. All right, so we want Dragon Ball Saga or Earthbred Fighters. All right, let's start with the primary leader skill. Come to the leader skill screen, come to the filter, click partial because we want or Dragon Ball Saga or Earthbred Fighters. Boom. All right. LRs and URs. Bam. Now everyone I click on is at least a 170% buff, right? They are under the 170%. What if I wanted to build a team for the full 220%? What if I wanted to get the maximum out of it? You have to filter 2 categories at the same time. You would filter 1 primary and 1 secondary. So Dragon Ball Saga and Youth. Dragon Ball Saga and Dragon Ball Seekers. Earthbred Fighters and Youth. Well, what do you mean and Youth, right? Okay. Come to the filter, remove everything. Dragon Ball Saga. All right, this is the and. Full match means and. Dragon Ball Saga and Youth. All right, filter for UR and LR. Every single character now is on the 220% leader skill. They're all there. You've built a team. You know what to do. Well, I mentioned carnival characters in the beginning. Ah, yes, carnival characters. Carnival characters are usually LRs, right? They're carnival LRs. They will never be TURs, so it's very easy. So here's an LR. From the 10th anniversary, we got a lot of carnival characters. Here's one right here. Carnival. How do you know he's a carnival character? I just know, guys. All right, I got you. I'm just that knowledgeable. All right, I just know, right? You gotta know, right? Carnival LRs most of the time only lead 1 leader skill, only 1 category at its highest, at the highest peak, at whatever is the standard. 220% is the standard, and he leads Battle of Fate. Now, last year we had a slightly lower standard of 200%, and this guy led 2 categories. There are exceptions, and I'm sure there will be exceptions for the 220% leader skills from Carnival LRs as well. It'll happen. It's going to be rare, but it will be there. And it's much easier, right? Oh, here's Battle of Fate, 220%. It's only 1 leader skill, so we come in here, Battle of Fate, because we're only looking for 1 category. Sometimes you're going to have a mission where it wants you to use 1 category, so it doesn't matter if you filter full or partial. Just make sure it's only 1 category, right? Boom. All right, here's our leader skill for Battle of Fate. That's why I selected it. And here's all the Battle of Fate characters. We built another team. Now we have 2 teams. That's it. That's the most important part. Well, what if my characters don't link very well? Don't worry about that. That's something for you to learn as you play, right? Items. Let's talk about items. Let's go into an event. Let's run that Battle of Fate team. We got some level 1s in there, right? Actually, we'll run the Awakening. We'll run a oh man, I've wasted so much stamina making this video. Here, we'll run a... I'll run a different category. Let me build a different team real quick. Alrighty. We've built a team. I built a brand new team. Fusion, right? I built a fusion team, right? We have a fusion category leader of 77%, right? Or int type characters get 50%. If they're not a fusion, but they're int, they'll get 50%. And then I just put on a bunch of old, weak, free-to-play units, or, you know, maybe they're not free-to-play, but they're old and weak, right? Well, how do you select your friend? Well, this is where you would just hit this button, and it's going to select your best character for you. Fused fighters is the same as Fusion. Fuse Fighters consist of Patara and Fusion. Before Fuse Fighters exist, we either had Patara or Fusion. Now we just have Fuse Fighters. It's the standard for Fusion category leaders, right? Or Fuse Fighters is the standard for Fusion and Patara. So the game's going to select your best character. What about support items? What should I do with that? These 4 from left to right, best to, you know, the most important, right? They're all good, but the best items you can bring is Whis, Icarus, Android 8, Ghost Usher. All right? Jump into the event. All right? I'm just going to let it auto map me there, guys. Just to save time, I'm going to skip till we get there. All right, we're in the battle. How do we want to play it? Well, I mean, just, you know, you can see who links well with others, right? You can click around. Oh, look, they share 4 links. Oh, he's getting 6 links, but, you know, that's because he's in the middle. If I move him over here, he's only getting 4 links. Now he's getting, you know, 5 links, right? So you can just move around. We'll keep the Trunks and Goten next to each other. Maybe we lose, maybe we don't. Let's just go ahead and do it. Now, this is... I went into an awakening stage. We should be fine here. Like, Cell shouldn't be able to defeat us, no matter what, because the friend unit, he's a 220% leader, but he's a 170% leader for his primary leader skill. So even though we're brand new to the game and we came in with a 77% leader skill for our fusion units, look at our units. They're out here crushing this guy. Bro got supered 1 time? No, he took 2 supers. Goten's not strong enough to defeat him in 1 shot, but you see what I'm saying? And then if you ever... Well, who should I... You know, the strongest character, the friend leader, is probably going to be your strongest character. Just put him in slot 1. You're probably safe in most of the content, right? And, you know, you just let it go, right? Where can I get these items? I'm glad you asked. This will be the last thing we talk about, and then I'm out of here to keep the video nice and short. Once again, this is the ultimate team building guide. This is a guide. It's not 45 minutes long, and you won't need to see another guide ever again, right? I'm pretty sure I covered everything here. All right, bam. Where do you get some good items? This is a bonus. You come down to the exchange shop. You come down to Zenny. You scroll. Now, you can get sensu beans, right? You can. But you scroll down here, and I'm just going to tell you the best items that you can get. The ones that have been the most useful throughout history. Ghost Usher. Android 8. Whis. Icarus. Princess Snake. I feel like I'm missing something. Did I say Android 8? I did. All right. Everything else here has its place. Like Chi-Chi. We used to use Chi-Chi, you know, in like Super Battle Road. A lot of places you can't reduce enemies' attack and defense. So all these other items I named are going to give you, they're going to give you, right, either healing and defense, or they're going to give you damage reduction for 2 turns. This is the best item in the game. Like, it just saves, right? You know, 35% damage reduction for 2 turns. Some items will stack with each other, like Whis. You know, you can use 2 Whis in 1 turn. Stuff like that. All right. Let me pause and make sure I covered everything. All right, I believe I covered everything, the basics of team building, everything after this, links, who links best, what kind of rotations you should be looking for, what characters are best suited for slot 1 to tank the big nasty attacks. Link in the description below for Discord, guys and gals. I'm out of here. Enjoy your night, evening, morning, whatever it may be. Peace out. If you aren't new to the game and you watch the video and you think I've missed something, please put it in the description below. I'm actually going to let someone that asked me how to team build watch this video first, and hopefully we'll get the stamp of approval from them before we go any further. I know I didn't cover link skills with that, but that's just something you'll learn over time. But I think this covers the team building aspects. Again, you know, you can always ask me in Discord. I'm out of here. Enjoy your night, evening, morning, whatever it may be. Peace out. I will see you next time.